Well, there's an all-COVID lineup today, but Dr. Akiala Ishaku joining us on my studios in Abuja. He's a virologist. Well, we also do have Professor Cyril Otoyan, who is a professor of genetics at the Novena University, joining us on my studios in Benin. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming on today. Let me start with you, Dr. Akiala Ishaku. Well, it does appear there's controversy all the way, everywhere you turn about the situation with COVID, but many seem to have settled with perhaps the general perspective on this matter. So tell us then, from your perspective, in terms of how, yes, I don't know if you heard some part of what's going on in Cross River States, for those who still question the veracity, authenticity of all of this, how do you think, or why, or what's your impression first of this scenario as it is playing out?
Yeah, so thank you so much for the time, and thank you for inviting me to come over. It is so sad when I actually watched what was playing out in Cross River State. It's so sad, and so sad in the sense that I also expected that to happen. This is because in fighting pandemic like this, there are a lot of issues that come up. So there are a lot of crises. This also exposes our vulnerability in terms of our communication system, in terms of even the trust that we have. So if you carefully watch the NMA chairman of Cross River State and the Commissioner of Health, you will see that the underlying fulcrum to this is about trust. I think there is something hidden that we are not being told. But let me share my experience with you. I have supported states in Nigeria for this response. And what it is expected is that if you have a suspected case of COVID-19, what it is expected is that a state epidemiology issues what is referred to as an EPID number, which it is more like an identification number for the suspected case. And then samples are being collected, and then samples are taken to the lab. And then when they return positive, then the issues of contact tracing, issues of line listing, issues of condoling and cluster investigation, is being activated. In all honesty, Chamberlain, Cross River State is not COVID-19 free. There are a lot of cases that are positive in Cross River. The state should open a window for more testing so that we can move ahead from here.
What would you say then to, perhaps you could refer to them as conspiracy theorists, those who don't believe whatsoever that, look, there is indeed COVID, by the way they approach things and the way they are going about things? We see them time and again.
Yeah, so you should expect that. So there are a lot of science is about facts. When you define, you ask yourself, what is science? Science is about bringing facts to give results. So there are a lot of, science is not methodology. Science is not extrapolation. Science is not even in a layman consideration of a theology. Science is not about heresy. But science is about facts. So what you need to do is that you bring the facts before table. COVID-19 is real. It has been established that it is a viral infection. The first outbreak was in 2019 in a province of Wuhan in China. It has also been established that bats are the reservoir for this virus. It has also been established that this virus undergoes certain mutation, and then they are being transmitted to humans. It has also been established that there is a human-to-human transmission. So science is about facts. It's about bringing into the table facts. So if anybody claims within the faculty of knowledge that it is not real, then he should tell us what is real. If in the palace of science, if you are coming to not to agree with a preposition or a postulation, you need to also come up with your own postulation and bring empirical evidence to establish that this is what I think it is not COVID, but this is what I think it is COVID. So coronavirus is real. WHO has declared that as an international public health emergency. If COVID-19 is not real, Do you think, Chamberlain, that we are going to shut down exercise like Hajj and then close down? If COVID-19 is not real, do you think that aviation sector will be grounded and then they will lose over $200 billion US? Do you think if COVID-19 is not real, with the kind of case fatality rate, we see people dying in Italy, people dying in United States of America, people dying in the UK, people dying, high-profile individuals died of COVID-19 in Nigeria, and we still claim at this material time that COVID-19 is not real? So I agree. So we're in a field of science, in the faculty of science, in the palace of science. People can be able to bring their postulation with facts. Yesterday, I did a background check about Lancet and the Nature, a publishing company where they publish high-impact factor journals, scientific journals. There are over 700 journals in Nature that established the origin, the evolution of coronavirus, and how also did what we refer to as phylogenetic tree analysis to look at how molecular relatedness these viral strains are to other viruses in the world. In Nigeria, I am happy to announce to you that the African Center for Genomics, African Center for Excellence for Genomic of Infectious Disease at the Redeemer University, Ede, which is being chaired by Professor Christian Happy, actually did some genomic studies to establish whether COVID-19 is real in Nigeria. They have established that it is real. We have over 20 clusters.
All right, Dr. Shaku, just hang on a minute then. Apologies, hang on a minute. Let's bring in Professor Toya. He's a professor of genetics. Prof, given these established facts that Dr. Shaku reeled out, what do you think? You think something contrary about those positions that he has put out there about COVID?
Okay, see, I just said that I've been listening to him, and I wonder why he's sounding that way. If you look at what is happening in Calabar, it's quite expecting, because one, we can't say there is a disease outbreak in class of virus, and all you see are phony attempts and phony principles that will not even yield any results. We are saying you took a sample, and that sample you took it to a lab. The first question I even ask is, why would they collect a sample from Calabar and send it to Irua when there are universities in Calabar, and those universities have Department of Science or science-based courses? Are they telling me that they don't have labs? What did they do at Irua? All we have been told is PCR, and one of I think the medical doctor also mentioned it, I was listening to him, that PCR analysis, that's polymerase chain reaction. Polymerase chain reaction analysis can be done in Calabar. So why can't they bring whatever they are doing indoors, bring it outside? You say it's real, then show it to us that it's real. If you bring it out, we set a table, a flat table. Let every scientist be available. All the reagents we need are there. All the equipment are there. And the camera is before everybody. Then, let's see what COVID-19 really is, whether it exists. Because I have asked severally, let them bring somebody that is positive to COVID-19 and somebody that died of COVID-19. Carry out autopsy on the dead body. Show me exactly what you are calling COVID-19 inside the body. Or the one that is positive, what is it that has affected the person? It's sounding as if it started from here. It did start from here. Even the developed world are already owing up to the truth in it. Fauci has been talking. Buta has been talking. We listen to them. You discover that everything about COVID-19, as the trend is unfolding, is showing the fact that it's not even real at all. It does not exist. Because if, after all analysis being done, you now say, yes, this is COVID-19, it's a virus, and the first recommendation that was made in terms of treatment came from somebody who is not even a medical doctor and recommended chloroquine. I remember I went to a media house and I said, let's watch what will happen in the nearest future. That same person will retrieve that statement, because chloroquine, I am not a pharmacist like I've said, but chloroquine or other drugs are made with active ingredients.
So sorry, pardon me to jump in here. Let me understand your point. Are you saying Dr. Anthony Fauci is saying that COVID-19, he's doubting the existence of COVID-19? Is that your point?
He has not owned up to say we have identified COVID-19. Nobody in this world has identified what it is. Nobody. Find out. Get his number. Because it's a pandemic. The whole world is on a standstill because of something we cannot even isolate, something we have not even identified.
I thought you heard Dr. Ishaku reading out all of those established facts about the authenticity and existence of COVID-19.
Let me point it clear here. What the other one mentioned is PCR analysis. Can you use PCR analysis to confirm a virus? Are they not scientists like we are? Scientists are meant to challenge each other. Then we come to a compromise. Can they use PCR analysis to confirm a virus? That's my question to them. If they are able to answer that question, then we'll
okay, Prof, just one moment. If you say coronavirus disease is not real, then what is it that is responsible for the pandemic that's caused lockdowns across more than 200 countries in the world?
Something that may shock the world. What is affecting the whole world is trading in virus. I classify it as trading in virus. Remember when the whole thing started, the first information that we're given were genetic information, and I caught them. I got the secret from them. I said, these people, they have come again. So because they came with genetic information, I was able to diagnose where they were going to, and I targeted them. I said, I will wait for them. So what were the informations given? If I may recall one or two quickly, we were told that that virus outside the body is a non-living thing. Inside the body is a living thing. And I asked, how does it now become a living thing when it enters the body? There are publications I saw online on Google. The painful thing is those publications were even on medical journals. And let me tell you that some of them of recent have been pulled down, more than 150 of those publications, who were describing a virus as non-existent outside
the body. They said it can survive for a certain period outside that. So, but in any case, let me bring Dr. Ishaku to respond to some of the things you've said. Could you go ahead, Dr. Ishaku?
Chamberlain, Kayode, and Ayo, with due respect to my senior colleague and an expert in genetics, I am quite disheartened. It's quite a sad reality for us to bring, because I'm not here to blab. I am here to talk science. I am here to profess science. And so if we are going to discuss science, let us discuss science. Let us not discuss myth. The COVID-19 has really exposed certain vulnerability of our health system and also exposed vulnerability of our educational system. And I think that the way to go in this country or in this continent is for us to have an overhaul of our university system. Because I did quickly a background check on Professor Cyril to actually see his contribution to knowledge and what he has added to the field of sciences and virology. I went to Google Scholar to just Google his name, which I queried Google, just simple. He has never published any work at all in virology. He has never published any work in any high impact factor journal. So I don't want to go into that, but let me also come back to say that the NCDC and African Center for Excellence for Infectious Disease at the Redeemer University in Ede, through the good works of Professor Christian Happy, were able to collect samples from Nigerians that tested positive to COVID-19, allow these samples to go through a lot of laboratory panel assay. It has been established that they are positive to COVID-19. Now, you don't test a virus, you test an antigen that is being produced by the virus, or you either test for an antibody that is produced against a virus that is an antigen. They moved ahead to also do what is called sequencing to actually see whether these viruses exist in our nation, whether these viruses are imported virus, whether these viruses relate, these strains of viruses relate with other strains of viruses in the UK, in the US, and they came up with 20 lineage of these viral strains. In fact, it was from their data that we quite established that there is an aggressive community transmission.
Okay, Dr. Shaku, pardon me, but we're winding down, so we need to bring in Prof on this matter as well. So, Prof, yes, I mean, the facts are there too. The check was also done by us, but concerning that contribution of knowledge to the body of knowledge and you not publishing anything, why that?
That's seriously laughable. I don't understand what he has used. Or I'm suspecting if he did not see any of my publication on Google, then that means they have pulled down all my publications, because they have even been pulling down all my comments and statements on COVID-19 from Google. Or any, even come on Facebook of recent. For those who have been following me, all my comments are damaged. So if he did not see anything, let him be informed that I was assessed as a professor, and I have more than 121 publications across different areas of specialization that I have studied. And let me inform him too that outside Nigeria, I studied in Israel. I studied in a university in Israel, and I know what I'm talking about when I'm addressing issues of virus. I think there is need for him to look and take time to study some videos from Fauch and Buta, and take my videos, the first one in ITV in Benin, and compare it to what all of them have been saying. And it cannot be more knowledgeable than even persons like Fauch and Buta, because they are researchers in virus. They study virus.
All right, Prof. I'm afraid we're going to, completely out of time on this one. Really sorry about that. But, gentlemen, we'll have to thank you both for coming on. Cyril Otonha, Professor of Genetics, Novena University, and Dr. Akiala Ishaku, Virologist. Thank you both for talking to us today. We're back in a moment, everyone.